Prosecutors have a new bombshell allegation against FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried and his use of political donations with stolen funds. Well, stealing our hearts is none other than CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day, who is also the editor of CoinDesk must-read State of Crypto newsletter. Good morning, Nick. Happy Tuesday.
Good morning. And you.
So, thank you. The DOJ, Department of Justice. What are they now saying about Sam Bankman-Fried?
Yeah, so this is the latest superseding indictment that the DOJ filed. This is basically a response to saying they weren't going to be able to bring the campaign finance charge due to treaty obligations with the Bahamas. What they did was they folded those same allegations into the other 7 charges that they intend to bring to trial in October, so in less than 2 months. A lot of it's what we've seen before, conspiracy for wire fraud and securities fraud allegations, but we do get more detail on the campaign fraud allegations, and specifically, we do have, allegations that Bankman-Fried did, in fact, have a plan to try and get money to both Republicans and Democrats, try and filter pro-crypto lawmakers from anti-crypto lawmakers from both parties, and basically lobby for crypto-friendly rules and regulations. They say that former FTX official Ryan Salami was basically the router, I guess you could say, for donations to Republicans, but that there was a plan to hide those functionally to make sure that they're covering all their bases. So some pretty, strong allegations here, and we'll see these, I assume, tried in October.
So wait, this wasn't about effective altruism?
Effectively altruisming both sides of the political divide.
Well, that's pretty effective.
Nick, explain something for me. These campaign finance charges, previously we heard they weren't going to be included. Now they're getting wrapped up into wire fraud charges, I believe. How is that working? Can you talk to us about how and why?
Yeah, so let's do the why first. That's honestly pretty straightforward. We've talked about this before. The U.S. is basically, keeping to its treaty obligations with the Bahamas on the extradition treaty. The Bahamas, for whatever reason, did not include campaign finance when they arrested Bankman-Fried, and so under the treaty, the Bahamas government has to sign off on all additional charges brought post-extradition, and the U.S. has said that they want to do that for other charges. But what it seems like they're trying to do here is, rather than try campaign finance later on in, potentially March, when they're going to try Bankman-Fried on several other charges, they seem to think, okay, let's just fold these allegations into, some of these fraud charges that we've already brought that the Bahamas has signed off on. And so we'll be able to get the, same conduct, tried, even if we're not going for the specific formal charge. As far as the how, they're basically saying that, the way that the money was moved, the way that it was customer funds used to further these political ambitions, falls under the existing charge. And so they don't need a separate specific charge for that on this, new superseding indictment.
So you brought up Ryan Salami. Apparently he's unavailable as a witness. Who's hiding Salami?
Well, he's apparently going to assert his right to the Fifth Amendment to not answer any questions that might be self-incriminating. I would suggest our audience, kind of draws its own conclusion as to what that might imply. That being said, the DOJ does seem to have a lot of texts and other written records of what they're alleging. So I think we should still get some more information about the allegations, here.
All right, Nick, we are going to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Always a pleasure. That was CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day. And don't forget to sign up for the State of Crypto newsletter on CoinDesk.com.